how's it going? So, I decided to record a little bit of a monologue here talking about, like, what the heck's exactly going on in this video. I pretty much came out and just started doing stuff on the bike and started awkwardly talking to the camera and filming it, which, you know, I acted like I'd never talked to another human being before. So bear with me. I'm a little new to this whole vlogging, motovlogging thing. And I did record a whole lot of footage over the summer, but I never really got around to editing it. I don't really think my heart was in it. I was still trying to find a good program to edit with and all that, which kind of got that figured out. Kept my mind straight on it, you know. So that being said, I figured it'd be a good idea to kind of talk through what the heck was going on in the video. So I pretty much came out and tried to start the bike, you know, just to start it, because in case you haven't noticed, there's a lot of crap going on weather-wise right now. Can't get out and ride. So that particular day, it was kind of a light flurry. It wasn't really sticking, so I was just going to start it and let it run in the garage a little bit. Check out the Power Commander map, tweak things if it was still kind of, you know, iffy. But yeah, so that's what that is. I was kind of experimenting with just found out that the batteries in the GoPros don't work very well when it's cold out. This thing just completely died. So I've got to hook it to my power now. But anyway, as I was saying, I was kind of working through trying to use some different microphone setups and whatnot, and I was kind of experimenting with like how it would work. Like right now I'm actually using something similar to what I motovlog with, and it sounds decent, I'd say. But in the video, you'll notice the audio is kind of sucky at the beginning just because I was too far away. Like I had the camera over there and I was standing here and talking, and that just didn't really work. In hindsight, yeah, you know, I know it now, but then I didn't really think too much about it. I was recording a lot of stuff, you know, and then came in to review it later and was like, well, crap, that sucked. The next scene after that, I had the heater going, and I had it on low, and it was still crazy loud on video. Like in here, it's not that horribly loud when it's on low. I mean, high, you have to pretty much yell over on high. Low, I didn't think it would make that big of a difference, but stupidly, yeah. And it did. So the second clip, sorry about the audio, it's trash. But I decided to leave it in anyway because I'm kind of talking through some stuff when I'm finding, and I'm showing like the gauge issue with the blinking and, you know, the LEDs flickering and stuff like that. So I decided to leave that in. But after that, I kind of cleaned it up with sort of what I'm using now, and I think it works a lot better. It was like my first time ever really documenting something while I'm working on it, you know? Completely new experience to me. So any feedback is appreciated on that. I tried to kind of show what I was doing as I went along, and I realized I probably didn't get enough actual footage of me doing actual work, which I try to remedy that later on another project, so which you will see eventually. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoy the video.
Alright, so it's been quite a while since I've recorded, but it's the middle of winter. Not like I can ride considering that it's currently snowing. So tweaking the fuel map on the bike a little bit based on some issues I had last summer. Because honestly, I messed with it in like June and July and got it to where it was decent. I wasn't getting as much, you know, stumbling and lean popping, things like that, which is a common issue on these between 3,000 and 4,000 RPM. I quit working on it because I got it to where it was decent. I just wanted to ride. So I did some tweaking yesterday on it, and I figured why not get it out here, start it up, let it warm up for a little bit, and see if I can get the stumble to replicate, you know, just by working the throttle in here, which it absolutely could do before. And I know it's not totally indicative of true road conditions when it's under load. Figured we could see what happens and, you know, get the Power Commander hooked up so I can see light data and I can tweak it if I hear issues and kind of go from there. Okay, we have the map loaded. So let's see what she's got.
Oh!
The hell? that's pretty fun. Yeah, I think I lost the accessory fuse. Yep, it's got nothing. I'm gonna do some checking on that, and we'll get back.
Well, I just went through some troubleshooting. I think I might have a bad system relay or something. So I was reading. I tried to hook the battery up to a charger, even tried to jump it off of both the starter charger, and I pulled my car in here to do it too. No dice. Lights are still wanting to flicker. So all I'm getting is this. So lights are just wanting to flicker. And of course these are all LEDs, so obviously LEDs, when you get a bad connection, they tend to just flicker. And the gauge cluster's kind of doing the same thing. Headlight won't even really come on. I mean, it seems like it's trying to, but... And then whenever I hit the actual run button, it just all goes dead completely. No lights, no nothing. So I think I might have a bad connection somewhere. I'm gonna keep troubleshooting and see if I can't figure it out. So it's been a fun time troubleshooting between last night and tonight as well. As you can see, I have an absolute disaster going on right now. I tore into this thing last night, tried to jump start it, got nothing. Went ahead and replaced the battery anyway because it was like 3 or 4 years old, and I just don't trust motorcycle batteries. I figured I might as well go ahead and do it while I've got it all tore apart. So my next thing was, figured I'd go ahead and test the ignition switch, because I physically checked all my ground straps, you know, like this one here. But obviously, I'll get to that in a second. So I physically checked them, make sure they weren't loose, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna just pull this off and do a continuity check across the terminals, the outside terminals and the middle terminal. So one terminal is for ignition, one's for accessory, and the middle one is the voltage coming in. So I got a good continuity check across this. It works fine. And I actually jumpered the middle pin here where it plugs in at to this pin here, and was able to get voltage across both of these. The problem is I'm only getting 2.7 volts. So, and here was the part I was going to talk about the ground straps. So basically what I did, I went from the positive terminal to here, about 12.5 volts. Positive terminal to here, about 12.5 volts. Okay, right. Positive terminal to anywhere on the frame, only 2.7. So then did positive terminal to this one also. This is the other ground load on top. The other one is like from right here on down to the other side, so I have to come up underneath to get that out. So I'd really not rather have to fool with that, but while it's on the lift, I might as well take care of it. And what I plan on doing, I'm probably going to take all these, all three main grounds off, and hit them with the wire brush and contact cleaner, clean them up really nice, maybe throw some dielectric grease on them, and put them back together. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment. You know, I'm pretty sure the starter relay is fine, obviously. If I'm only getting 2.7 volts from the positive post to basically anywhere on the engine, then I can pretty much rule out a ground issue, I think, at this point. So anyway, I'm hoping I can simply, you know, clean the contacts and then hopefully get this thing started. So I guess we'll see what happens. I just took the front ground strap off the fan cover, and as you can see here, I mean, this is really corroded. This is the one that tested out good, actually. I mean, just look at that. There's no way you're gonna get a good connection there. So I'm gonna take this entire thing apart and really clean it up. And I like that there's a red Loctite on this, which I don't know if they did that from the factory, but I've read that a common problem on these is having poor ground connections. And one of these three, or maybe all of them,
who knows, coming loose. So maybe somebody else had this problem before me and Loctited it, I'm not sure. So I'm going to take these off and start polishing away. Day 3 of the electrical issue on the video. I ended up taking the ground strap here. I polished up both ends with a wire wheel. I mean, you can look at that, like you can see the copper, it's basically like new now. I polished it all up, put dielectric grease on it. Did the same thing with actually, earlier in the video I said the incorrect amount of ground straps. Well, I forgot to mention that there are actually 2 on the cam covers, plus the main negative from the battery. So I took apart, like I said, I took this one, cleaned it. Took this one apart, cleaned it, because it has 2 connectors coming in on it. Same thing, wire brush, dielectric grease, which this one was pretty dirty. This one wasn't bad. So I'm electing to say screw the one that's down there for now, because I really don't want to mess with it at the moment. I have an oil leak right here coming out of this cover. There's like O-rings in here that seep oil when the bike's on its side. And yeah, as you can see, it's made an absolute mess of the frame and everything around this area. So I gotta fix that too this winter. And so probably when I have that apart, I'll probably go ahead and degrease all of this, and I might just take those off and clean them while I'm at it. But yeah, so I think the issue might be fixed. So I put the main fuse back in, and actually as soon as I put the main fuse back in, I see that the red key is flashing again, which tells me the security system is working. So you throw it back into accessory, I'm actually getting gauges now, which I was never getting these before. I got nothing when I threw it into accessory mode. And so now, whenever I throw it forward into ignition, I have everything. And that was my alarm disarming. So now, I mean, I got all my lights work again. Gauges are completely lit up. And if I hit the run switch here, you can hear the fuel pump prime. So just like normal. Pretty sure the issue is fixed now. Or actually, I'm gonna clean up, put it back together, push it outside, start it. Probably take it for a spin, which was my original intent the other day when I started this adventure, was to actually get it out and test some of the tuning that I've been doing, some of the map changes I've been doing. Yeah, let's see what happens.
So, yet again, as I am fairly new to doing this sort of thing, didn't really film an outro or talk about it at all. I just sort of like cut it off because I was like jumping between multiple projects at the, about a week ago when I was filming all that stuff. So I just sort of cut it off and started working on something. Well, this is going to be the outro. So, thanks for watching. I try to talk through like what I'm thinking, what my troubleshooting steps are, just to hopefully help out somebody else. Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe. I guess we will see you next time.